Hello everyone, we are back. Let's see, what should I tackle today? Could continue the character designs I was doing. Had to go out right after the stream yesterday, so I couldn't really work on it again. So we'll be picking up right where we left off, which makes me wonder. Few more folks to come in. So I guess as a recap to anyone who's new here, we're working on this little thing called Project Wand, which is just a placeholder name I came up with yesterday. It's basically kind of like a RWBY slash Hogwarts type magic school idea that I'm trying to draw for. So I'm just sort of thinking up of character designs, the setting, just working on it and sort of like showing you guys how sort of like brainstorm for this kind of stuff in general. Everything else seems to be in order, so wondering where to begin. So yesterday we were just doing a bunch of character design stuff, so we were like coloring a bunch of characters, just finishing off some design elements. I think I'll probably continue that as well, because yesterday we sort of stumbled upon the idea of kind of having this sci-fi slash fantasy aesthetic, because kind of wanted like this magic school idea, but then didn't want it to be like too like Harry Potter-esque either, and you know, being the whole like RWBY-esque thing, that did need to be some sort of like modern or sci-fi-ish elements. And right now we're probably gonna experiment with stuff like bodysuits, so like magical bodysuits with like a sort of magic flavor to it, so kind of like fantasy bodysuits in a sense. So is OSIS just the name for the TTRPG now? I guess so, yeah. So if you came from my channel, you will know that OSIS, or Spell is Steel, was something that I promoted a fair amount last time, and eventually that became the sort of tabletop RPG slash lore book thing that I worked on, and then I posted that on itch.io, and I was pretty satisfied with it overall, like just the setting and all that. So I felt like that project was pretty much finished in its current form. So in that sense, I already am kind of ready to sort of try a slightly different idea. It's still within that same magic school kind of idea. So I mean, the Excel magic idea, but I wanted to do something a little bit more of a different flavor, explore some different character concepts, and so that's what Project Wand is. So that's what we're gonna do. And I'm just gonna do a quick announcement to the YouTube crowd, just so they know that this exists. Let me do it real quick. So and I don't know just how how far I'm gonna go with this, whether it's gonna be like an actual thing with videos or just like a fun setting idea to explore, but we'll kind of see where that goes. Preview. So I'm not sure how far along it'll be, but we'll keep working on it, and just like a fun creative thing that we'll do. Let me see. So the last time we left off, we were on this Blake character. I say Blake, but she's sort of just more or less the Blake equivalent. So to explain this premise in more detail, the idea is not like an AU, so it's not like a RWBY magic AU where it's the exact same characters but in a different setting. It's sort of kind of like an original thing, but the intent behind it, which I've explained in my first stream, explaining this, which is, you can find like the first VOD for it, which is the idea that it can evoke the same energy or the same like vibe of the same character or the same type of cast, and that is sort of what I want to capture today. So for this character, we know that the ideas that I wanted to explore for her were number one, sort of like, so her main thing is that she's an outcast in some manner. So by outcast, it could mean a lot of different things. It could mean she is like, she could be like a fantasy outcast, meaning something like what Blake was, which means she was like a faunus or like a non-human type non-human type race. She could be something of like a class outcast, meaning she was raised outside of like the main civilization of the setting, so she had to like survive on her own. There's also kind of like a cultural outcast, meaning she's sort of like from a different culture altogether. So this is the general idea that this character is like an outsider who is now in this magic school, which is kind of the core concept of what Blake was. So that's kind of the intent we're trying to do here. And that's also, oh yeah, I guess there's also underclass outcasts. That's probably the idea of like a power outcast. I mean, there's no good term for this, but like something like a Witcher type idea where she's like either an assassin or a monster hunter, but it's sort of like, I guess, like a job outcast, where the idea is her profession is sort of looked down upon by general society. So this is the idea for the character we're trying to go for. Hey Devious, welcome back. Yeah, it does look like an Evangelion suit. I mean, just generally, that's what we're trying to do with these concepts. Try to maybe explore the idea of like these fantasy bodysuits, which I did do for like a previous project idea, so we could probably make it work here as well. Yeah, so the idea of maybe combining like the wizard robes with the plug suits, and I guess the fantasy explanation for them would be sort of like the suits are like tailor-made to attune with your magical ability or what have you. I don't know how well this works for Osis, but if you want an outcast type, maybe she could be an artificer. Funny you mentioned that, because that's what this character is supposed to be, and she this is like the RWBY archetype, so she's like a tinkerer, inventor type wizard, which means that she invents stuff, invents like magical equipment and other inventions instead of relying purely on magic. So that's sort of this character's shtick. So for her, we're trying to do something a bit more different. And I don't want to focus too much on getting like a super original design either. I do want it to be like not too generic. Like, we don't just want to rehash the whole like Hogwarts uniform thing, but we also kind of want to try something a bit more new, but not get too bogged down by like the design aspects, because we want these designs, well, I want these designs to be fairly easy to draw. Let's just say she has a wand. Yeah, so just sort of like testing out this aesthetic. So like wands and bodysuits and robes could work. Hey Code, welcome back. Do you have abilities slash style yet? Does she have a specialty or? Yeah, so we haven't yet determined what actually any of their abilities are. Sort of going off the cuff and sort of while designing them, sort of maybe figuring out where each of them fits. So for this character, since the idea behind her is sort of like a Witcher-ish monster hunter slash assassin type character, it's probably going to lean more towards something relating to maybe stealth, like shadow magic, or maybe towards not purely offensive spells, I think. Or it would be more like, because in Witcher, from what I understand of the setting, it's very what's the word? It's kind of low magic, meaning that witches don't actually know magic to the extent that normal mages do, but they know enough of it to cast basic spells. So we could go that approach as well, where she may not have as much pure magical ability, but she has like maybe good fighting skills. Maybe this could be more of a long coat, perhaps. Try for coat. I like the cape. Feels more, rather more like a robe. Kind of fits the wizard aesthetic more. Maybe she probably would have like a weapon, I think. So the idea as well is to sort of get kind of creative with the idea of using wands and stuff, because as we know with the classic vanilla Hogwarts type thing, or even like just the classic idea of a wizard, the classic idea of a wizard is that they use just wands and then they're kind of vulnerable on their own, but we'll kind of want to explore here, which is also a thing that I explored in Osis as well, is the idea of magic warrior hybrids, so like spell swords or maguses or whatever the trope is, where because it's probably going to be like a very RWBY-ish setting where they are training in this school or academy to become like to hunt monsters or to fight bad guys. So there is like a substantial combat element to the magic. So all of them, each of the main characters that I'm working on, I do want them to have like a unique way to use a wand. So for this character, the RWBY character, she has her wand within a gauntlet, so it can retract her wand in and out, and she kind of uses that to cast spells. So the way she fights is completely different from other mages, because while they point their wands like this and they can be disarmed, she kind of uses it more like an arm blade basically, and that's how she fights. With this character, which is sort of like the wise character, she she sort of dual wields, so she kind of has the wand and like a sword. And I was considering, and she sort of like dual wields them together. And I was also wondering, like, the sword could be like a normal metal sword, but I was also considering maybe even like the sword itself is sort of made of the same type of wood material that her wand is made of, so it's actually like having a sword wand, so like a wand and then like a bigger, basically like a bigger sharp wand, and that could be like a cool idea to explore. And then so for this one, I'm also thinking of what to do with, like, so for her and the other character, so 4 different types of wand based combat ideas. Let's see, could make her a body amplification mage similar to a witcher, as in she uses magic to enhance herself, turn her blood acidic, turn her hand to razor wire, stuff like that. Yeah, it's good, that's good. Yeah, so sort of like, yeah, that variant of mage I've seen quite often, namely in anime, where they like enchant, I guess, their body parts, and then they can like run fast, stuff like that. If the sneaky character uses body amp magic, she could reverse grip it, just is casting on herself more often than not. Yeah. Claw gauntlet with one of the fingers as the one. What was the idea I had? Oh yeah, there was actually I did come across a piece of art yesterday or a few days back, and one idea that is also we haven't really explored in full is the idea of like a staff, because like wizards, obviously they're known for using wands, and they're known for using like staves, you know, that like a long stick that like something like Gandalf would use. So this is the one. Let me open my browser real quick. That's not right, it's not loading it. Yeah, so this is a piece of artwork by Antwolf, and this is, and I really like this artwork when I first saw it. So it's sort of like the idea of a mage using a staff as well. That could be an idea we have, because I did have an idea for not for like the main cast, but I know there's like gonna be like an Ozpin type character, so who is basically like the headmaster of the magic school, and that character I can definitely picture using a cane as his wand. So so for like what made me especially think of him was Welt from Honkai Star Rail, because he I found his animations really cool. Let me see if I can actually find. Yeah, so what I really like about Welt is that he uses like this cane to fight, and then but then he actually his movement is very minimal if you actually look at his actions. I hope this isn't, yeah, this ×1 speed. So you can imagine like he's holding the cane like a wand, but then he's like using very minimal movements. So he's like, so the idea of like this character, yeah, you can look at his ultimate.
Witness the stars shatter before you. Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice.
That's so badass. Yeah, but like the idea of him using his cane and then he just barely has to move at all, just like conjure like spells to like basically like destroy everything, and that's like that like illustrates just how high his power level is compared to everyone else. So I know for the Ozpin character, I want to have him use a cane as his wand. So so there's definitely like a lot of freedom we can have with like just how flexible we can make like this kind of like a wand power system. Let's see. Detachable tail / wand. Interestingly enough, I did design a character once that had like a tail that they use for casting magic. Let me find it. So this was a character I did for something else, and a different project called Deathless Lily. And for that one, there was a character named Savasa, and Savasa, she had like this sort of, I would even say like, I don't know if it's like a prosthetic tail or like, I mean she just has like a tail that grows out of her body. So it's this character, and then she sort of like does like these kind of flips and stuff to like cast magic. I have like another sketch of how she moves somewhere that I'm missing. But yeah, the idea, I do like the idea, but kind of imagining it in motion is gonna be kind of tough, especially for main characters. So I can definitely see maybe like one of the supporting characters doing this, but for main character I probably want something a little bit less complex overall. But that's definitely going to be in a card that we can play. Yeah, let's see. So I have a few ideas. In fact, I could just even try doing some sketches of the Ozpin character to get a sense of things. I'm not sure if I'll do it now though. But yeah, maybe not now, but could be for next stream. But I want to kind of want to finish the main 4 first. So for, I guess one idea is having a staff that they can use. I'm not sure if it fits for any of the characters here, because let's say, because we are like kind of like using RWBY characters as a base, I say it'd be quite interesting if we had like a Sun type character, so like Sun Wukong from RWBY, who is already based on like Sun Wukong the Monkey King, and then he has like a magic staff that he can use, and then he can probably like split it into nunchuck wands or something like that. So I kind of want to reserve like the combat staff idea for that character, so that sort of fits his aesthetic more. I guess one idea I've seen before, let me see if I can actually find it right off the bat, is that I've seen some game concept art ideas where, let me switch to back the browser. The idea of like a gun, or yeah, I've seen like, I think this was the one. No, that was like a Destiny gun, there was a Destiny gun that actually had, there was this weird looking weapon. I can't find it at the moment, but there's this weird kind of rifle frame that had a wand in it. If I can actually find it, I think I have it saved somewhere. I have it saved somewhere, but I'm not sure where. But yeah, the idea is like a wand sort of fixed into a weapon. There's also a lot of cool wand ideas on Pinterest as well. I've never actually looked yet. And even something like this is kind of vaguely pistol shaped. Yeah, like ideas like these are kind of what I want to lean into. So like the potential for like a lot of cool wand designs, and how like kind of you can kind of like imagine, you know, what if this setting, this society that has always used like wands basically as combat instead of like blades or steel weapons, particularly mostly talking about like the wizards, how they would have evolved wand combat over the years. That is actually a very fun idea to like sort of speculate about, like, because you know how like firearms and how the shape of swords have varied and evolved over the years. I kind of like want to explore that with the character designs as well, like how because you know the idea that these characters are not just wizards, they also like fight like monsters and stuff, so they kind of have to, they kind of want to use things that are sort of make them very mobile but also fairly adept even in melee range, or for allow them for great degree of mobility, things like that. Maybe we could do a severe curve like Count Dooku's lightsaber. The curve helps with more precision in movements, making a better duelist weapon. Code says, any plans to input alchemists into this? I have considered it, but maybe not a high priority, because I guess the alchemist archetype is more towards like throwing like potions and stuff. Maybe for a different character, but I think for the main cast I wanted something a bit more kind of like working with the traditional wand idea, which is why it's called Project Wand. What is even the idea of like maybe like parts of their body are used as like the magical focus. I kind of like that actually, like their body is the wand, I guess. I could either use this for, because I could either use this for the Blake character or the other one, because one idea I had for the other character, which is this one, which we haven't really talked about yet in great detail, is that she's likely like some sort of human monster hybrid. So I've talked about this character a bit before, but she was based a lot on, let me just grab it real quick. So she was based a lot on 02 from Darling in the Franxx. So if you haven't watched that anime, 02, what her backstory is that she's So in that's a so it's a mecha anime, and in it, there are like these race of monsters that keep attacking humanity, which forced humanity to like build these mobile cities to go around in. And what 02 was, she was like an experiment, like a human experiment made to create a monster human hybrid, I guess, to like better understand the monster's biology and to like use as a weapon against them. And I like that concept for a character. So if we're doing that for this character, and that's sort of like the concept I had for her, she might be the one to have like kind of like the weird bodily modifications. The idea was like she's a wandless, meaning she's like one of the few characters in the world that doesn't need a wand to use magic. She can just do it by herself, but it's because she has like all these runes and weird stuff on her body, because she was like sort of used as like an experiment basically. So that's the idea, concept for that character. So for this, yeah, it'll be fun to work on her soon. But right now for this character, that leaves some other options open. Let me think. Using their tongue as a substitute as a wand. Its tongue is fused with runes. Funny you mentioned that, because I also had a video saved that kind of had this exact same idea. Let me pull it up real quick. I had it saved in. Oh wait, I didn't have it saved, but I can just scroll up here. Let me just grab it real quick. So this is the one. Let me get my. Let's change the browser. So there was this one clip I saw on Twitter of like this anime fight, and that had like a brief fight between these two girls, and then this girl, she like sticks her tongue out, and then like some weird magic shit happens, and then she can like conjure magic using it. So like, namely this spot over here, and that made me think of that idea. I think it can work, especially like in a Yuri type setting. There's a lot you can do with that, but I was thinking that maybe it does seem like a very protagonist type power, maybe, so maybe she could use it as well. I'm not sure if it really entirely fits this character. Well, maybe we could come back to her in a bit. Let me save this. Let me save this, and then we can probably do some quick sketch work of the other girl. So, and this will be the fourth character we're gonna work on. Oh wait, this is the wrong size. A4. Oh, that's why. Okay. Alright. yeah, even like, yeah, if you had like the runes on your tongue or parts of your body, you can like use it to breathe fire and stuff like that. That could be quite cool as well. We'll play around with all these ideas. So for her, let's grab her color real quick. So for her, the idea for her is, let's just type it down real quick. Magical weapon. So she was like a human experiment, human monster hybrid, and wandless. So that's kind of the main concept behind her. That's that. Right, so just work out a pose real quick. Yeah, so for her, she's basing off the current personality I want. She's more of like a trickster, playful type of character personality, but also kind of like the idea that you don't really know whose side she's on. Kind of like an anti-hero in that sense, because obviously she has like a big grudge against like wizards in general, because you know she's like a human experiment. So she doesn't have a kind view on like the magical establishment. So she would be quite like rebellious and doesn't view authority with any respect, that kind of thing. So she's sort of like a human monster hybrid. We don't really know what the monsters in this look like yet, so we have to work on that as well. Probably something resembling like the Grimm, because that's sort of what they're the equivalent of in this universe. Let me save this real quick. Yeah, and so for her, what I worked on for her outfit was, I guess, something that had like a very tactical look to it. So there was stuff like, so I was thinking stuff like arm belts, arm holsters, kind of a very like agent type outfit for her. So I kind of have a few ideas what that would look like. I guess all wizards would wear robes. This is part of the aesthetic. Seems okay. Just work out some quick details. So just quickly suggesting certain forms in a sketchy way. So this is like her little holster that she wears. this is supposed to be like kind of corset. Getting a stronger feel for what this character is about. So normally the designing process for me comes quite easily for a character if I already have like a strong decisive idea of what their core concept is. So maybe for the Blake character, if I start to work out more of the details, then probably designing her will come easier as well. So probably have to work on that on a conceptual level first before going back to her sketch. Let's see. Let me go on Pinterest and check. The vibe of her outfit is actually like the vibe that I'm sort of trying to maybe get from her outfit is close to like what you probably see in like a Marvel movie. Like a Marvel movie have like also has like these sort of suits that have like these sort of like kind of agent look to them. So that's kind of what I'm looking for this character, because you know she's like kind of been engineered by whatever the magic powers that be are, so she's sort of like forced to work for them. So she kind of has to wear something like a very soldier-ish outfit, kind of like this. Don't want it to be too complicated. It has like a very tactical vibe to it. What did the Winter Soldier art look like? Yeah, kind of has similar vibe. Okay, we could probably work with some of these ideas. Probably a belt, maybe. Yeah, say a belt. She probably has like things like these, like like knee guards, perhaps. Yeah, kind of liking the vibe so far. Try Snake Eyes concept art. Yeah, from G.I. Joe, right? Let me take a look at him. Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe. Yeah. Yeah, I do like the vibe. Yeah, so like the general elements that I want are like the sort of gun holster thing that they have, the suit, and then kind of like little pieces of armor here and there. So like the knee guards, stuff like that. I don't know if I add like too many like pouches or whatever. I like the chest plate. Maybe I could use the chest plate idea. Maybe like some belts and stuff, because yeah, probably like an insignia of some sort. So like, let's say she has like a shoulder pad here, or even just like part of then like there's like a magic symbol here or whatever that we can use, and then so this could be a corset, or just make a new layer, or maybe like a piece of chest armor. So this entire part is like metallic. That could also work. I do like the corset more. We can implement that. Then let's see. Yeah, okay. I can make this a sleeve. There's big sleeves or long sleeves. Kind of interesting to give a large sleeves, actually. Kind of gives a nice contrast. But then everything else is like just military aesthetic underneath. Maybe lower the opacity on the hair and confuse the lines here. Yeah, okay. So if she's a wandless, that means, because I know for one of these characters, let me search it real quick. I definitely know for one of these characters I want to do like basically like this idea where big character design is the dark gradient on the limbs. So definitely for one of these characters I want to do like this idea where they have like this sort of magical corruption, I guess, on their body, and then they use that to cast. I was thinking of it for the wandless character, so like this girl, but it can actually also work for this character, because maybe why she is such an outcast is because she has that condition, and that is like is treated like a curse. So people view it as a curse, and that's why her people are sort of like kind of viewed with distrust by others. So like this entire part would be like kind of like a black, or we even have like sort of like there's a lot of ideas you could go with like for the actual look of it. Yeah, I think I could actually. I'll just put as a note here. We're doing it for this for now. So for her, because we were kind of leaning more into the tactical elements of the character design, we'll lean into that more. So for like the gloves and the armor and stuff. This is supposed to be a knife, so is it like that way or the other way around? Put it this way. Silver Omega, thanks for following. Welcome to the chat. We're just doing like our little tactical wizard idea. So for her wand, what to do with her wand? I think. There was a character. There was a character. Oh, that was the follower notification. There was a character that I wanted to have kind of like, yeah, B-boys, that was Kobo. Let's see. there was a character I wanted to have kind of like the penny floating blades idea. So, you know, like a bunch of like floating shit around her. And maybe those could be like the wands, so to speak. It could be for this character or the other one. I didn't realize that sound was so loud. I was hoping it wouldn't distract you. Oh no, that's totally fine. I put the sound there. I should reap the consequences from doing it. Oddly enough, because we have the idea of like a bunch of knives, that was sort of what I wanted to do with this character. I mean, both of them are sort of like kind of blending into each other, so I sort of need to make sure I get like the correct concept down for both of them, otherwise they'll get too mixed up with each other. With her, if I tried the floating blades concept with her, let me I guess the idea for this character, I do like the idea that she has a curse of some sort. That curse could be maybe I have to color one of them to really get a sense. So maybe I'll do this character first. Finish up her line art, probably color her and get a sense for what her aesthetics are. So we'll do that real quick. Okay. Outfit. Body layer. Alright, so we're gonna start cleaning up the line art for this character, and then start coloring her and see where to go from there. Wolf did link me a resource on how to make like auto action smoke clip studio, but I haven't checked it out yet, so we can't do that today. Gloves. Okay. hopefully once we get enough followers, I can do stuff like add custom emotes and like other things, because you can spend like when you watch someone, you can spend points to like do stuff like add sound alerts and stuff like that. So that'll be quite fun to work with while I'm drawing. So you guys have something to do. That would, looking forward to that actually. Let's make change the body physique a bit. Okay. What did I get? Just designing the rest of the suit, getting ready for the actual lineart phase. So we need to clean up the sketch and add a bunch of details. Make sure the anatomy is all correct. to do a hair as well. Quite a lot of line art to clean up here. While I'm cleaning up the line art, sort of figuring out where everything goes, whether they look like what I want them to look like. So far so good. For the concept of this character, is she being monitored by the group that made her, or is she free? Okay, so since this character is basically, I'm just basing this character off like 02, so in that show 02, she was being closely monitored by basically like the guys that made her. So she's sort of forced to work with the main cast because she's like sort of like an ace pilot, in that setting. But then she kind of rebels in a lot of different ways. She sort of like runs off on her own. She defies orders, that kind of thing. So basically a very kind of chaotic character. She's not gonna turn into a huge waifu robot, is she? Anything past episode 15 isn't canon, as you know, so I don't know what you're talking about. Out the rest of her outfit. shape. Yeah, just need to adjust the shape a little bit. Looks fine. Okay. Shoe simple for now. The general shape of the design. Now it's just cleaning up more of the lines. Oh yeah, so just as a heads up, I probably won't be streaming tomorrow, so I think what I might do is stream like maybe 3 times a week is what I'm gonna aim for. So this is the 3rd day, so next stream will probably be next week, I think. Unless, yeah, I think that's probably what I'm gonna stick with at the moment. We'll work out something, but I guess in the meantime I'll keep working on this or other projects, sort of note my progress. Will it be on fixed days? Yeah, so kind of the same as what we've been doing. So the last stream, the first stream was 2 days ago, so, and then for the next past 3 days in a row I've been streaming, so it's like I don't know what day it is for you guys, but for me it's been Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'll need to note for other time zones what that actually looks like. Yeah, rest days. Seems okay. Then horns. Since she's wandless, is she more of a hands-on, close quarters type of fighter? Good question. I guess the weapon hasn't been designed yet, but I'm thinking whether the wandless is her or the other character. But if this one is the wandless, then she's more of like a very proficient spellcaster, meaning because she can probably like cast spells a lot faster than anyone else, because she can just like, she just need to like wave a wand or use incantations or anything, so she could just like think it and immediately use magic. So the way she fights would probably look more like how a bender would fight, like Avatar. It's just like, just through like their own movements, they're able to like use magic and stuff. So I'm thinking that's how she's gonna end up fighting, which I guess suits my needs, because she's kind of like the Yang character, at least in this dynamic, because she's sort of like the rebellious tough girl. So her also using like kind of like martial arts to fight also fits the needs of making her like the Yang adjacent character. Yeah, thanks for coming, Code. See you later. I'll just add a little black spot here. Okay, I think we need to work out this part. So here, this was like a little flame thing. Let me put this on a different layer. So this thing, that. Okay. Lineart seems to check out. I think I can merge these layers now and then start coloring her. Let's see. Okay, take this whole folder, duplicate it, merge them together, saturation, luminosity. Probably need her hair darker. Then for the line art, so this is the line merge. Gaps that I need to fill. Don't think there's any. Okay. Real quick. Oh yeah, it's the same. So I'll just steal the colors real quick. Right here, then fill layer. Oh, that is pale. We'll adjust it later. So colors, shitload of layers. This is the blush layer, this is the skin shade layer, this is the eye whites, this is the eye shade, this is iris 1, iris 2, iris 3, clip, hair on top, hair 2, okay, then horns, this weird halo thing on the head, robe 1 and then robe inner, metal, weird harness thing, pants, top, I think that's all, and one for like the leather. Okay, alright. Alright then, so let's do the eyes first. normally do the eyes at a darker shade first, just so that if it like, you know, goes out of the outline, I can sort of see it better. Because if I do it with like white on fair skin, I really can't catch whether this like the white goes out of the lines or not. So I normally start with a dark color and then I change it back to white afterwards. Then here. Yeah. And then lighten it. I need this color. Eye shade. Quick color for the tongue. Bit lighter. Okay. Then for her hair first. Magic wand everything. Okay. I was thinking darker hair for her as well, so we'll try that on first. This is a placeholder. Then I gotta fill in all the gaps. This is not part of the hair. Okay. Okay. Do our eyes real quick. Probably red or pink. Then her horns are probably the same color. Okay, now for her robe. Put this on top. Okay. Okay, just randomly pick a darkish color. darker. Yeah, right. Actually, most of what she's wearing is black. I can probably surmise. Suit. Your layer for a suit. So this is just the entire suit area. Just select it. Okay. I want it to be a full body suit, so most of her body is covered at the moment. Then I'll sort of figure out which parts to show more of. Generally covered up, it just looks cooler overall. Then just quickly do the accent color for her robes. That'll add a good bit of visual interest to the design. Good. This. Actually, quick bathroom break. Real quick. Let me just intermission. Okay. Back at it. I will probably need to downsize this so you can see the chat. Or I can make the chat a bit smaller afterwards. I need some space to work with. Okay. So I'm getting a good sense for color so far. I like just the whole black color scheme. This thing as well. The black and magenta complement each other well. Yeah, I think that's sort of the main color scheme I'll likely go with for her. So normally, sometimes happy accidents like this do happen where I kind of get the color scheme that I want right away. But other times, if you've been to the last stream, you know that this character took a fair long time, and even then, not quite sure what to do with the color scheme yet. But for this character, I'm quite satisfied with her general look, so I kind of want to move back towards another character perhaps. Though maybe I could try, what does she actually look like with like 02 hair? It's like lighter hair. Lighter hair does look good as well. Silver hair as well looks good. Gee, that does look nice. The skin, I'll need to adjust it. Something like this. Can go with this. I do want something darker for her. guess we'll do that a bit later. Let me save this. Then I'll just turn on this layer. Oh wait, I don't have it. Then I deleted it by accident. I need this part to remind me that she has this weird flame thing on her head that I need to draw out later. Okay, so let's go back to this character actually, because I'm starting to get some ideas for what I could do with her. Let me take a look. Yes, both black just go with everything. I kind of over rely on black a lot actually. It's like it for most characters that I make. For this character I did wonder about kind of like adding more designs to her suit. Whether it could be like a leotard type deal, or is this the one? Yeah, this is the suit. Could be a full body suit. It full body. It's an idea I have, because one of the approaches I could do is one of the characters having like their suit being made of, let me grab yours real quick. I think the suit made of like kind of a tights material, meaning similar if you're familiar with like Skaha from Fate. She has similar kind of thing to her design. Even Genshin has characters that have these elements. So like kind of like this. So if I change the, yeah, that does look nice. It does give a very goth vibe, which I'm not entirely sure if I want that for this particular character. It does fit overall, but let me try with the maybe the RWBY character, because that's also one I could look at. Let's make a new layer, try out a different approach. So she hasn't gotten a suit yet, so let's try that with her. this is all boots. Tweak the design a bit more. Where did I find? Oh yeah. Okay, let me see. Just looking up some reference. Hairstyle a little bit. Because if we're making like a more nerdy type character, probably want to make the hair a bit more softer in appearance. Longer hair. Long hair isn't bad either. Maybe a braid. Braid's also not bad. Short hair for now. Something feels missing. This hairstyle fits her in general. In that case, let's see if we can make the glasses work after, but we'll stick with this for now. As for the suit, play around with it a bit more. She has also one of these bolster things. Probably make this part work. So once more of a sporty hairstyle and once more a bookworm type hairstyle. Probably could go for something in the middle. So add like this sharp thing. Go with this one for now. Can probably color this right now just to get a quick sense of the color scheme. Let me steal Ruby's colors real quick. If she had a low ponytail, she would look similar to... Let me look that up. Kind of, I guess. Perhaps. Wizard will stick. Yeah, just two ponytails from what I've seen. I did consider whether to give her one or not. partial, kind of like either or. So it gives like an extra little element to a silhouette. Go with short for now. But I will just take this entire part just for safekeeping. Alright, let's do the filling work first. So I completely forgot to erase that. Okay. Real quick. Right. Let's see. Iris. Okay, so the robe. It's a layer. Boots. Then whole okay, let's start the eyes as always. this really quick. Just grab a darker color. Quick. This is not part of the... Alright, some gaps need to fill. Finish coloring this character, and then could probably end the stream after that once we reach a satisfactory level. So right now I'll just do some quick colors for her. Oh, just filling out the gaps, all the boring work. Okay. So, actually, we should cover a bit more than this. Up. Let's copy the colors on her first. Let's do the inner layer real quick, so give it some visual flair. And that would be red. Okay. Next, try out the suit. This one. Just gonna select the whole body. Possibly. Let's do the pants first. Okay. We're testing it out. Get the boots. Add some highlights to our eyes real quick. Still a bit of shine. It's a bit of extra color. We'll leave her at this for now. So between these three. So with her, I wanted to add maybe a few extra embellishments on her costume. Reminds me a bit of Mona from Genshin Impact. Could probably check some reference for her. Find a good picture of her. So Mona, there is she has a combination of the tights material and then also like the suit material, and then there's some exposed skin here and there. Probably play around with which areas have which parts. Close some of these tabs. Using this as a reference. Which means that here some parts are left with exposed skin and others are not, so probably like in this area. It's more like a corset thing here. Let me think. So let me try version with the suit all the way to her neck. That seems okay. it's not bad actually. think I'll save you for now and see what progress I can make later. Probably need to go and check some even more reference and then come back, work on some of these other characters since things are winding down here. But I think we made good progress here again today, so probably next I'm gonna try to figure out this character and what else I could probably do with a concept. Then going back to clean up all the rest. But I do actually like how this one ended up, because I think just a concept overall just landed nicely, and then the outfit design and the accessories and the color scheme all sort of came together well. So hopefully the rest, they also can sort of get that same level of finish. But I quite like the direction for her so far. But yeah, so I think that should be it for this progress with project 1. So thank you all for coming, and I think it'll be next week I'll announce the next stream. So thanks y'all for coming.